on. I'm like, oh, okay, and totally forgot. Okay, that's okay because we're just getting into the crux of it. So, what else did we say they need? They may need because she never responded. I don't know if you think I held an email back from you, but she never responded when I said, "Are there any other programs that we could fill in for you?" So, remind me if you remember. What did you see when you were doing your digging on their website that we could fill in with besides life skills?
That's the thing. So they do have life skills, but they don't have what curriculum they using for anything. Like they have substance abuse. Um, I saw employment skills. They have all of those groups, life skills, cognitive behavior therapy, but it doesn't say which curriculum. So that may make a difference because a lot of prisons and jails, they will start on the curriculum and then the inmate will get released and they never complete. And then they
Right.
mandate them to be in programs, but the programs might have a different curriculum to where it really makes them upset because they have to start all over again. But they're mandated to where they have to go to different agencies to get programming. Yeah, it's mandated.
Okay.
So if they don't go to programs and they're mandated, they end up going back to jail or prison. And it's
Okay.
just going to have a bunch of people upset because we don't have the same programs.
Okay. So if we put in place a weekly class because it's all going to be in a system. It's going to be in the system. So we'll know when if they're released midstream. First of all, well, I mean, I know they can be released early, but I'm thinking that's going to be rare because we're taking people who have what at least 6 months. What? How long did you say? At least 6 months
So
to
if
go.
it's if we can go inside before they're released at least 6 months enough for the programming or at least get them into the programming because some of them could be released earlier than
Right.
the 6 months even though they say 6 months. So if we can start, even if GDC have different programs, if we start our programs in there and then once they're released, if they need additional program we can provide that, whether it's virtual or in center somewhere. So
Okay.
that would be good. But the
That and
other
that's what
piece,
exactly. Okay. That's what I'm saying. They could start with us inside, but they can continue. We'll just put in place a virtual continuation of that program.
absolutely, yes.
Okay. Okay. Good. Good. That whew, yes, yes, yes. Okay. So now um okay, so is that all we're pitching is life skills?
We can pitch. I mean, I just need to know because she never responded because you did ask like the curriculum, but she never responded. So I don't know what curriculum they're using. Like if they name a curriculum, I don't know, okay, they're teaching substance abuse education to where that person may need substance abuse once they get out, or life skills or cognitive behavior therapy, but they never mentioned the program. So if I can get an idea on which programs, then we can add additional things because a lot of programs are free and GDC can
Right.
probably supply it, or Department of Corrections can supply it for us.
When you say supply it for us, you mean that, like the substance abuse?
Yeah, like substance abuse. A lot of times they get a lot of those workbooks for free, and whenever they contract with someone with agencies, they can give it to us for free too, or by like a fraction of the cost. Especially if we're nonprofit, we usually can get those documents for free. It's just
Okay.
some of the things you can't make copies of.
Right. But don't they have to have a facility to go to?
Well, it depends. Unless we have someone that is willing, which could be difficult sometimes, is willing to be like a community outreach to go out into their homes and do it, or maybe meet them at the library. But a lot of times they're not going to have transportation to meet them outside their home.
Okay. Okay. Well, that is actually one thing that I am I'm not going to say digging into it because this right here, getting this part up and running is taking a lot. But um, the uh, the mark, the Metro Atlanta Reentry Coalition, which I hate to say it, but he didn't meet this. He's not meeting this month, and I really hope he doesn't shut it down because it is so awesome. But I know I don't have it to take it over, so I'm leaving that alone. But when they were speaking, and again, 90% of those are staffing agents, felon-friendly staffing agencies who work with felon-friendly, sometimes only felon-friendly employers. Okay. And one thing they all do is they help them with transportation. And they may have, let's say, yeah, we give them an Uber gift code. What? Okay, I'm listening. I'm listening, you know. And so I'm like, okay, well, we can do that with when we have our people going to work. If we're the ones getting them the jobs, or hook them up with one of these other people. I mean, just because Mark, the coalition that brings us together, is shutting down, everybody else still doing their thing. And I actually, Talisha something here in the Cobb County, dcs.ga.gov, Department of Community Supervision, which used to be parole and probation. So she and I connected the other day. And that, when I found out that it wasn't, Mark was not having a meeting. So all that to come back to the point about transportation, a lot of them won't have, and you're right. One thing that I have in the budget of the program that I believe is under review are 2 16-passenger vans. Oh. So because that is part of the program, is that weekly visits to not so much Walmart, because Walmart even comes and put your groceries up for you now. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Like, but y'all won't take my order over the phone anymore because they've had so much fraud. And I'm like, your website is killing my eyes. So anyway, but still weekly trips to like the mall or, you know, somewhere, whatever, and then helping them get to the doctor's appointments. And we might have to go pick them up from work, or even get Uber or Lyft coupons to get them from work to the doctor, and then from the doctor back to work, or the doctor back to us, however. But so transportation will be covered. Excuse me, I was just reading in Commissioner Monique Sheffield, because we're connected with her, office, and they just finished, Cobb DOT just finished, it has to be a bus line, because I know they didn't put a train, but it's a massive bus line. I mean, it's like a major artery in Cobb County. So and this facility, it's in between 2 major bus lines, and with that's one reason why we really, really need it. So transportation, yeah, we'll be able to get that. Also, I don't know if I talked to you about it, but just kind of a side note, but it speaks to the rehab and alcohol, the AA. I was in touch with Celebrate Recovery. Are you familiar with them?
You told me about them, how they can do like the substance abuse
right.
piece of things.
Yeah, but it's from the Bible, it's scriptures. And you know, but it's yeah. Okay. And he had said, even we're not a church, but as long as we had somebody as a point of contact, you know, who coordinates this and who they can go to with questions or send people to for whatever. And I was like, yeah. So that will speak to that part. And again, as a DRC, they don't have to be one of our residents to, you know, take part in all these programs. So, okay. So on the inside, they start a program. Hopefully, you know, it would be nice if they came out. And that's what I was asking before, asking you, if somebody finishes, if someone comes out and needs a place to stay before they complete the 12-week, are we taking them in or no?
I mean, it will be up to you. Some of them will be
Really?
on different levels. You know, that's your call. Because I can make it work either way. I would just start a whole nother meeting section for those people. So, you know, if you got someone that's going to stay a little bit longer, someone that's going to stay a little bit late, need those programs, I would just come up with like 2 or 3 different groups.
That's
and
what
that would
I,
determine
that's
how
what I
many
was
hires.
thinking.
Yeah, it would determine how many staff we need or volunteers.
And yeah, good. We're gonna be heavy in volunteers. I'd rather have them come and be like, you know what, we don't need you today, than not have them come at all. I've already been praying for law enforcement support from Sheriff Owens, our first Black sheriff, and And I think I told you my old he was over the Parks and Rec department where I worked with the county, and now he's second in command over the county.
Oh,
So I'm like, hey,
that's
hey Jimmy,
great.
how you doing?
Yeah, that's great.
He's like, oh man, those were the days. Yes, sir. Oh, you ain't retired yet? Good, I need you.
That's
So
great.
yeah, he's I don't know. I haven't pulled it because I'm gonna need him for some strings later on. But right now, this is a God thing. God told me to make these grants, and He didn't tell me to waste time. He didn't tell me to waste my time for no reason, and that's why He showed me $10 million. Said break the grant, that big grant, down to 4 grants. I did, and one of those is what has is moving through. And like I said, that I'm having to assume it's the transitional housing because that's the one she asked about the week before. So I'm praying for all 4. I'm praying for all 4 of them.
Absolutely. Now that
Yeah. Oh yeah.
they
Because we
reported
need
saying
them. We need them.
we
But the money in the one transitional, we get the building. Everything is it's gravy. Once we get the building, everything is gravy from there.
yes,
That's the only one that has the 5 mil in it for a building. And I ain't paying those folks 5 million for that building because the longer they wait to get back to me, guess what? That value is going down, just like my house value
that's
is
right.
going down. That building value is going down, and with interest rates
That's
going up
right.
4 times in 2 months, and who trying to buy a commercial building right now? Stop playing. Come on now.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, I'm believing. One of our business, Maria, I talked to you about her before. Maria Bradfield, founder of Caring Moms. She's out there. Girl, I pray to be a blessing to her every day. Girlfriend is basically homeless. She don't miss a beat. She still makes sure her sick and shut in get fed every day. She's still 7 days a week. She doesn't even take a Sabbath. I was like, you don't take Sabbath?
Wow.
They're like, no, my people need to eat. And I mean, and she's sleeping on her sister's couch. Because she just can't get the help, mental health issues and all that. She can't get the help she needs. And I'm like, Father, we need the building. Maria needs a place to stay. But
Absolutely.
so we're gonna get her a food truck, so that she can go around to, because she goes to the parks and feeds people. Like when I say girlfriend is bad,
Oh,
she is,
that's a blessing.
yeah, I know. I get teary eyed just thinking about it. She is the epitome of service. She is the epitome of service. She's a part of the Baha'i church. Um, and I know I'm supposed to be connected with her because I had just heard about them. It's like BA''AH or something like that.
Oh,
And God brought that to me in something I was listening to in a video, and then I met her, and she said, "Yeah, I'm with the," and I was like, "Oh, okay." So this confirmation, I was like, "Okay, cool." And she's just she's the reason why we even have 4 grants in there. I didn't know anything about that.
oh
She's like, "Hey,
wow.
Miss Ericka, you gonna apply for this? Apply? Yeah. For what? Talk to me." So, but I told her, I said, anything that we get grants for, trust me, I got you as far as making sure you get that, because we were going to do it anyway. But so since
Yeah.
she's already doing it, it's basically 2 reasons: giving her a place to stay because she's going to live there, and giving her part of the kitchen. She just needs part of the freezer, and after breakfast, the kitchen area. She and her team will be making putting together the lunches because she gets sandwiches from here, snacks from there, water from here. I mean, she goes to all these places and then puts it all together. Well, she really doesn't have a place to put all this. She's putting some of this stuff together in her car, but she makes sure her people get fed. And I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's what we need. But when we streamline it and we get you a food truck, now you can deliver hot food. Now you can deliver more food. You can have a team going with you, and you can, boom, 12 to 1, we're going to be at this part. 2 to 3, we're going to be at this part. Whatever. Because I mean, uh, she's serving at least, she goes to about four parks, which is probably about 10 people each, that come, that she feeds there. And then she has about 9 or 10 families who she do they need diapers, clothes, shoes. She gets it all, and these are, her clients that she takes
Oh
care of.
man,
So
yeah.
I say, yeah, we're gonna blow that up. That what you're doing, that ain't nothing. Your volunteers will be able to handle that. We're blowing this up. So I
Yeah.
promised her food truck. We're getting her a food truck. And it's gonna say Lit Academy Cobb on the side of it. Um, okay. So now, you have any questions?
So when we meet with them, are we just going to talk about the life skills portion, or we're going to add like cognitive skills or anger management groups and stuff like that? Like, are we talking about their reporting center, or just focus on life skills and transitional
Well,
housing?
prayers up. We have word on the building by the time we
Okay.
meet with them.
Okay.
Because honestly, yeah, all this has been walking in faith. But if they ask the question, what's the address to your facility? I mean, I can't say, well, Faith says we're getting it. We don't have
Yeah.
one. So if they say, okay, well, we have to have an address for them to go to for anger management. Because when we do get the building, the first ones who we're contacting is dcs.ga.gov, because I know that's who GDC is going to contact. As far as their people, because they're going to go from GDC custody to dcs.ga.gov for housing, because that's who handles all the transitional housing. Unless they send them to to a Georgia State facility for halfway house or transitional housing. But DCS is who the non-governmental like us are registered with them, so they have to come out and check it out, make sure long list of exits, doors, security, video, they have to come check that out. So that they're the first ones, and our general contractor who's going to do all the renovations, he already knows. I already got a laundry list of stuff you have to comply with, and for them to come out and say, okay, yeah, to go. So, and the goal is we get this, the timeline, this timeline, and I hope somewhere in here I'm answering the question. The timeline is, okay, let me back up. Maria just told me this morning, because she also has her own little grant in with Cobb ARPA. And she said that she talked to Vesna Kay, who is the constituent rep for Senator Ossoff's office. And Vesna said, Vesna contacted Cobb ARPA and saw where Caring Moms, Maria, is on the list, and said that it looks like it's going to be about January when she hears word. Now that may be, that's Maria. But keep in mind, Maria also hasn't gotten any emails saying that she's still in review. We've gotten 2.
Right.
And
yeah.
that second one tells me that we're in the last stage. It's going to be yes or no at this point. So Vesna said that they told her it would probably be January. So I'm really hoping and praying that by time we meet with them, we know, because I want our general contractors to be in there in January, because I want us to be in GDC teaching these classes in January, because check it, the 4 months or 6 months, whatever, before they come out, we're going to be renovating. You see what I'm saying? It's going to be a simultaneous thing. We're renovating on the inside and teaching them life skills on the on their inside. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So all that to say, we're in limbo, because until we the morning of our meeting with them, if we don't have word, I don't know how much we can talk to them about it. I have anger management lined up. Yep, I sure do. I have an intake psychologist, Denise Royster. Her husband, Terrence Royster, is Georgia State certified in anger management, Georgia State certified in domestic violence. I sure do have them all lined up. Have them in the budget that they're talking about approving. But if we don't have the building to even talk, if we don't have the word that we have the building, okay, hold on, because I don't think I ever explained this part to you. The grant is one thing. The money for the building is in the grant. The building I'm going for, 3829 Floyd Road, Austell, Georgia, 30106, that's a separate conversation. I've reached out to them twice. I haven't gotten a response yet. Okay. They haven't shot us down, but I haven't gotten a response. They are, as we speak, still up for sale. Okay.
Okay.
So that, but and the contact earlier was, are you willing to donate this 100% tax deductible? Perfectly legal. Perfectly legal. They can do it. And that's why I say it's a timing thing, because ain't nobody trying to buy that building. It was just bought in 2013, so I'm sure there's still some money owed on it, or whatever. Y'all a finance company, you can figure it out. However, we get the $5 million to buy it. Okay, we can do $2 million. What does it take to get it off the books? You see what I'm saying? To clear your books for 2023.
Yeah,
that's it. So the conversation, we can still say, if we get word that we're getting the grant, we could still say, yeah, they would come to us, but come to us may not be 3829 if they say no, we're not doing that. Because
Okay.
And okay, let me back up a little bit more. Even we get the grant, the first thing I have to do is go to code enforcement to see, can we even have this transitional housing in that facility. I tried it. I know you might be thinking, why are you waiting? Because some things are frustrating and I have to let it go. I just have to let it go. So I called like 4 months ago to see, okay, is this facility available to be used for that transitional housing? And I'm like, you know what, God, you told me we're using this building for that. I'm leaving it alone. And he did. And so for one, it's right up the street from the jail. And so I'm like, who better fit to be transitional housing, you know? Yeah, but that's why I say first thing is going to be code enforcement, then DCS. Once code enforcement says yes, you can get a building permit, you can get a certificate of occupancy as transitional housing. You can get a business license for that code. Floodgates of heaven open up. Everybody coming in. Sheriff's office. You're out in the county, which means we're not in a city municipality district. So Cobb County will be our governing authority, but we will be part of Austell Community Task Force. That'll be you and your second in command. That's a task force. I actually was on the original board when I was with the county. They used to meet in my building. They're still up and at it. So that's definitely, they're tied in with all the community functions. 20 years that we're talking to, I left the county in 2003. They started that up in like 2001, 2002. So and they're still at it. So that's comprised of Boys and Girls Club, United Way, Girls Inc., and it looks like Monique Sheffield, the commissioner I'm talking about, that's her district, so she looks like she's tied in with it. And the school district, they've grown a lot. When I was there were maybe like 10, me and 9 other organizations, agencies, nonprofits. And now it seems like, I don't even know if they're still meeting at my old rec center. They may be somewhere else. But we'll be tied in, even though we're not in the city of Austell, our address is Austell. And that I say that to say this. For one, of course, we're going to be a light in the community, which means we have to be tied in with the community, and they need to know us. We need to know them. But when it comes to filling up those classes for rehab, for alcohol, or Celebrate Recovery, for the virtual workshops, for all the other programs, and saying, yeah, we have a waiting list, 6 months out. That looks good. I don't want people to wait, but it looks good. That means, okay, we're reaching out. So when it comes time to get more funding,
yeah,
that's it. Progress is the biggest motivator. Did I answer your question in there?
Yes.
Okay. Let me know, because I got a lot to cover, and I start with your question, but then sometimes I got to go over here first and then work my way back. Did you have any other questions?
No, I guess I will have a lot more once we meet with them. Like how we're going to create a system to track age group and stuff like that. Some kind of tracking system like you talked about.
That's what we're working on now. Yes, ma'am. Okay. That's what we're working on now. This is ideally, I'll walk you through it. They register a user account. It's coming off of LifeChangersInc.org and going on to StateLitAcademy.org, the registration. So on LifeChangers, they'll click register, and that will take them to the registration page on State Lit Academy. So they're no longer interacting with LifeChangers anymore. A lot of the content will be copied from LifeChangers over to State Lit, like the resources, the education resources, financial, housing, all those will be over also on State Lit Academy. The programs will also be copied over to State Lit. I actually started doing that last night. So, okay, I see your picture. Your camera went out. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Somebody was calling me.
Oh, okay. Are you still at work or are you off?
Oh no, I left early. My kids have like a trunk or treat or something that they're going to. So
okay. Well, let me know if you got to go. Um, and now, yes, we will meet every week. Just to answer your question.
Okay.
So, but okay, so they create the user account. And again, HubSpot tracks everything that every page that that user goes to on the website. So when they're doing module one, lesson one, that HubSpot sees that they went there. You follow?
Okay.
So, and what I was telling Stephanie is, in case like someone's in infirmity. Infirmity? Why does that not sound right? Infirmary. I'm sorry, infirmary. Somebody's in the infirmary and can't make class, then because at the end, I want to give them like a certificate of completion for life skills. I think that'd be hot. And so after the 12 weeks, they'll have like click to view your certificate or click to order it, and we'll order it through some kind of not order it, but we'll make a nice paper. And when they want to come out, if they want to come out, and we'll frame it for something just a little extra.
Yeah.
But if they don't have everyone checked off that they completed module one, completed module two, all the way down to 14, then we can say, okay, well, you skip conflict resolution. That's what you still have to redo. And then maybe we could put them into a virtual, because, hey, we're talking about it, the virtual conflict resolution. I know I'm excited. I'm trying to calm down, but then maybe we can get them into, while they're still in there, into a virtual one. If the GDC will let them. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So, and especially they're going to have to let them if they require it. I know they're not going to be, and I know I say that, but I know I would hope they wouldn't be so not friendly that they say, no, you got to do the whole thing all over again. You got to wait till they start back the classes again. And I know they do, I used to supervise inmates when I worked for the county, and I've seen them stick them in major ways. It's like, are you kidding me right now? But I don't run that system. So yeah, they'll finish that. All their documents will be in there. One thing that I'm interviewing somebody tomorrow, used to be director of operations for healthcare system, must be up north, because it's not like Wallstar. She lives in New Hampshire, and she's always been like in New England and Buffalo, New York. But one thing I'm going to get her on, starting on, is forms, and that is writing out like our registration form. And I know there's a lot of forms that they've already filled out or had to be filled out for them. But so I'm trying to like streamline it as much as possible. But we have to have them complete. Are you on the phone? Are you there? Uh-oh. Akeisha. Oh man, did that truck knock your signal out? Uh-oh. I see your initials up here. Uh-oh. You might have to go out and come back in. I'm seeing you're still in attendance, I think. Yeah, I see you're still in attendance. Akeisha, I think I hear you. No. Okay, I'll give you another minute. I don't know how to boot you out and let you come back in. I don't know. Okay, let me text you. Can you go out and come back in? Question mark. Okay, now you're in here twice. Oh, wait, who's that? Who's GU? Oh, that's you, guest user? Okay. Hey, I was saying, can you just go? Now you're in here twice. That ain't gonna work.
I know. I don't know what's going on. My phone keeps going blank.
Okay, wait. One of you just went out. Yeah, one of you just went out. I don't know how to boot this one out. Can you
I don't know how to. I'm gonna have to try to work it out with my phone. Hey, Jordan.